Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. This time we're going to be taking a look at Nakajima Teru.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, have you heard much about him before?
Yeah, well, actually, his book has been on my bedside table for I don't know how long.
Oh,
We're meaning
cool.
to get to it, but
Yeah,
you know how it goes.
life gets in the way.
Life gets in the way. That's exactly it.
Well, hopefully this deep dive will kind of give you a good intro to it and maybe inspire you to actually pick it back up and read it.
Fingers crossed.
Well, so for this deep dive, we're looking at a translated excerpt of some of his work focusing on daily practices
Okay.
to cultivate your six senses. Now,
Interesting.
for the listeners, we don't have the context of what the six senses actually are.
Right.
He kind of just jumps right into these daily practices.
Okay.
But I think it'll be really interesting to kind of look at these specific actions and see what we can extrapolate from them.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really curious to dive in.
So to start off, his morning routine is called Planting Seeds for a New Day,
Mm-hmm.
which I think kind of right off the bat tells us a lot about his philosophy.
Yeah, it really points to that idea of new beginnings and intentionality.
Yeah.
Like each morning is an opportunity to kind of plant those seeds for growth.
Absolutely.
And for Nakajima, I think that growth really begins with self-esteem.
Okay.
He sees it as like the root system of a tree, providing a strong foundation for everything else.
I love that analogy. So we're talking about practices that nurture the roots of our being.
Exactly.
I'm ready to dig in. So what are some of these root-strengthening practices he suggests for the morning?
Well, he starts with something pretty simple, actually.
Okay.
Basking in the morning, sunlight, and stretching.
Okay, now that doesn't sound too revolutionary.
Right.
I mean, I do that every morning just because it feels good.
Sure.
But how does that connect to self-esteem?
Well, it's about recognizing your inherent worth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, by consciously taking in the sunlight and moving your body,
Okay.
you're kind of acknowledging that you deserve care and attention.
Oh, I like that.
It's a way to start the day with self-respect,
Yeah, it's not just about the physical benefits, but the mental shift it creates.
Excellent.
I'm already feeling more energized just thinking about it.
Me too. Me too. And speaking of energy,
Yeah.
he also recommends starting your day with a glass of water.
Staying hydrated, that's good advice for anyone, right?
Absolutely, but it goes deeper than just physical health.
Okay,
Remember, we're talking about nurturing self-esteem here.
right.
So think of it as like watering the seeds of your potential.
Okay.
Just as water is essential for a plant to grow, it's essential for us to thrive.
I love that analogy.
So simple, yet so powerful.
Right, it's that little act of self-care that reminds us to prioritize our well-being.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
sunlight, stretching, water, all very positive actions.
Right.
But there's one thing Nakajima suggests we avoid first thing in the morning.
Uh-oh.
And it's something I think a lot of us are probably guilty of.
Let me guess, social media.
You got it, social media. Why do you think that is?
Well, think about it. We're trying to cultivate self-esteem, right?
Right.
And social media, while it can be great for connecting with people,
Yeah,
can also be a breeding ground for comparison and self-doubt.
absolutely.
So by delaying that exposure, we kind of give ourselves a chance to connect with our own values,
Yeah.
our own intentions.
Yeah, before we get bombarded with everyone else's highlight reel.
Exactly. It's like setting the foundation for the day based on what we want,
Yeah,
not on what others are doing.
I like that. Okay, so we've got our hoots, our foundation. What comes next in this tree analogy?
Well, next comes the trunk.
Okay.
This is where Nakajima focuses on building self-acceptance.
Self-acceptance, that sounds like something we could all use a little more of.
Absolutely. And he offers some really interesting practices for strengthening this trunk.
I'm all ears.
Well, first he suggests something surprisingly simple, wearing your favorite clothes.
Okay, I'll bet. How does that tie into self-acceptance?
Well, it's about embracing your personal style
Okay.
and expressing yourself authentically. By choosing clothes that make you feel good,
Yeah.
you're sending a message to yourself and to the world that you're comfortable in your own skin.
It's like a little boost of confidence right from the start.
Exactly, and it can have a ripple effect throughout the day.
Yeah, you walk a little taller, you smile a little brighter.
Yeah, exactly.
What else contributes to this sense of self-acceptance?
Well, next he emphasizes the importance of a healthy breakfast.
Okay, so no skipping breakfast even if we're rushing out the door.
Exactly. It's not just about fueling your body,
Okay.
but it's also about acknowledging its needs
Mhm.
and giving it the nourishment it deserves.
It's like saying, hey, body, you're important and I'm going to take care of you.
I love that, yeah.
I like that a lot.
And this next one might seem a little unexpected.
Okay.
Enjoying flour.
Now that's interesting. How does that practice connect to self-acceptance?
It's about recognizing and appreciating beauty,
Okay.
both in the world around us and within ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
by taking a moment to really enjoy a flower, to appreciate its colors, its shape, its fragrance,
Yeah.
we're cultivating a sense of wonder and reminding ourselves that we too are part of that beauty.
It's like finding that connection to something bigger than ourselves.
Exactly.
And in doing so, recognizing our own inherent worth.
Beautifully said. And this actually leads us perfectly into the next phase of Nakajima's morning routine,
Okay.
where we move beyond the roots and the truck
Okay.
and start to extend our branches and leaves.
Ooh, I'm picturing this tree really starting to take shape now.
I know, me too. It's exciting, right?
So what does this phase represent, and what are some of the practices involved?
This is where Nakajima focuses on self-efficacy and self-reliance.
Okay.
It's about feeling capable of taking action and making things happen.
So less about self-esteem and acceptance and more about I can do this.
Exactly. He wants us to feel empowered to go out and create the life we want.
I love that. So how do we cultivate this sense of self-reliance?
Well, he starts by recommending a morning walk, even if it's just a short one.
Okay, getting that body moving, feeling accomplished right off the bat.
Exactly. It's about experiencing that forward momentum, both physically and mentally.
Yeah.
It's a small win that sets the tone for the day and reminds you that you have the power to create change.
Small wins, big impact. I like that.
Me too. And along with moving our bodies, he also recommends feeding our minds.
Okay. So
Reading.
reading, now that's something I could definitely get behind.
Me too. But how does that connect to self-efficacy?
Yeah, it seems more like a leisure activity.
It can be, but it's also about expanding your knowledge and perspectives.
Okay.
By engaging with different ideas and learning new things,
Right.
you're equipping yourself with the tools to navigate challenges and make informed decisions.
I see. It's not just about relaxation. It's about empowering yourself with knowledge.
Exactly. And knowledge is power, right?
Absolutely. Okay, so we're moving our bodies, expanding our minds. What else?
He suggests journaling.
Journaling, huh?
Yeah, it might seem like a simple practice, but it's incredibly powerful for cultivating self-awareness and self-reliance.
I've tried it on and off, but I've never quite found the right approach.
Well, Nakajima feels it as a way to process your thoughts and emotions
Okay.
and to connect with your inner voice.
Mm-hmm.
It's about giving yourself space to reflect on your experiences,
Yeah.
identify patterns, and gain clarity on your values and goals.
So it's not just about recording events, but about understanding ourselves better.
Precisely. It's about developing that internal compass that can guide you through life's challenges.
Wow, we've covered so much already, and it's only the morning.
I know, right?
I feel like we've planted a whole garden of self-improvement practices already.
And the best part is we're just getting started. Next, we'll explore the afternoon practices where we shift our focus to tending to those roots and branches we've established this morning.
I can't wait. I'm already feeling inspired to start implementing some of these.
Me too. Me too. It's amazing how such simple actions can have such a profound impact.
Absolutely. Well, stay tuned, folks, because our journey through the six senses is just beginning.
Yeah, we've got a lot more to uncover.
So grab your water bottle, your journal, and maybe even a bouquet of flowers, and let's keep diving deep.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we've spent the morning, cultivating our self-esteem, embracing self-acceptance.
Yeah.
We've even extended those branches and leaves
Right.
with practices that,
Right.
boost our self-reliance.
Absolutely.
So what happens as we move into the afternoon?
Well, the afternoon is all about reflection
Okay.
and taking stock of our growth. You
Yeah.
know, it's like we've been working hard all morning tending to our country.
Right.
Now it's time to step back.
Yeah.
Admire what sprouted up.
Okay.
See what needs a little extra attention.
So we're not just plowing ahead with new actions. We're taking the time to assess and adjust.
Exactly. It's a more introspective phase of the day.
I like
A
that.
chance to really check in with ourselves.
So what are some of these specific afternoon practices that Nakajima recommends for this, check-in?
Well, he starts with something incredibly simple,
Okay.
but often overlooked.
Let me guess. Drinking a water.
You know me so well.
Got to stay hydrated.
Always. But before we reach for that water bottle,
Okay.
he actually suggests taking a few deep breaths.
Deep breaths? That seems almost too basic.
I know, right? But think about it. We're
Yeah.
constantly on the go,
Right. Always rushing from one thing to the next.
Exactly. And our minds are racing right along with us.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little stressed just thinking about it.
So taking those few deep breaths, it's like hitting the pause button.
Okay.
It's a chance to reconnect with ourselves amidst the busyness of the day.
Like a mini meditation right in the middle of the afternoon.
Exactly. And alongside deep breathing, he recommends another simple physical act,
Okay.
stretching and standing tall.
I can picture that it's like our tree reaching up towards the sunlight, strong and resilient.
I love that image, yeah. It's a physical embodiment of confidence and presence.
Right.
Like a reminder that we have that inner strength to face whatever comes our way.
So we're checking in with our breath, our posture. What else is on the agenda for this afternoon reflection?
Okay, so now you're going to drink some water.
Ha ha ha, I knew it.
It's so important, you
It
know?
is.
It's easy to forget about our basic needs when we get caught up in the day's demands.
Yeah.
But staying hydrated, it's crucial for our physical and mental well-being.
It's like we're giving our tree a steady supply of nutrients so it can keep growing strong.
Beautiful analogy. I love it.
Now, once we've taken care of those basic needs,
Yes.
Nakajima suggests that we shift our focus
Okay.
to the branches and leaves,
Yeah.
the areas where we're developing skills and contributing to the world.
Yes, exactly. So how do we nurture these branches, you ask?
I'm ready to branch out. What are some of the afternoon practices that support this growth?
Well, first, he recommends something that many of us probably do anyway,
Okay,
but maybe without much intentionality.
I'm intrigued. What is it?
Reviewing our planner.
Oh, okay, so not just mindlessly checking off tasks,
Right.
but really reflecting on our progress.
Exactly. It's about acknowledging how far we've come
Mm-hmm.
and appreciating the steps we're taking towards our goals.
It's like a little celebration, right?
Yeah, a moment to acknowledge our efforts.
Yeah, those small wins could be so motivating.
Especially when we're feeling a little bogged down.
Absolutely. What else does Nakajima suggest for nurturing those branches?
Okay, this one might surprise you.
I love surprises. Lay it on me.
He recommends picking up litter.
Picking up litter, I wouldn't have guessed that one.
I know it's not your typical self-improvement advice,
Right.
but think about it.
Okay.
It's about taking action,
Mm-hmm.
even in small ways,
Okay.
to make a positive impact on the world around us.
So it's not just about focusing inward on our own growth.
Exactly.
It's about recognizing that we're part of something larger.
Yes, and that our actions, no matter how small, can create a ripple effect.
So we're picking up litter, we're reviewing our planner.
Ours.
What else?
And then he encourages us to turn our attention inward
Okay.
and focus on our aspirations
How so?
by writing down our goals.
Goal setting, that's a classic.
It is, but Nakajima brings his own unique perspective to it.
Oh, I'm curious. What is it?
He emphasizes clarity and intentionality.
Okay.
It's not just about jotting down vague desires,
Right.
but about really defining what we want to achieve and
Mhm.
why it matters to us.
And so it's like creating a roadmap for our growth with specific destinations in mind.
Exactly, and he encourages us to dream big,
I like that.
to not limit ourselves by what we think is possible.
It's about embracing those possibilities and believing in our ability to achieve them.
Yes, and that belief in ourselves is essential for growth.
And so we've taken care of our basic need.
Yeah,
We've reflected on our progress.
right.
We've taken action to make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And we've set our sights on the future.
It's been a productive afternoon.
It has, but the day's not over yet.
Oh, no.
So what wisdom does Nakajima have for us
Okay.
as we wind down in the evening?
The evening routine. This is where we shift our focus to gratitude, reflection, and rest.
Okay,
Preparing for a restful night and a vibrant tomorrow.
we've spent the day, cultivating our six senses, from planting those seeds of self-esteem in the morning to tending to our growth throughout the afternoon.
It's been quite a journey.
It really has.
Yeah.
But now as evening descends, I'm curious to see what insights Nakajima offers for, winding down and
Right.
preparing for a restful night.
Well, the evening routine, according to Nakajima, it's all about nourishing and restoring ourselves.
Okay.
After a long day,
Mm-hmm.
it's a time to kind of turn inward,
Okay.
reflect on our experiences, and prepare for a restful sleep.
So we're moving from outward action to inward reflection.
Exactly.
What are some of the practices that he recommends for this evening transition?
Well, he begins by addressing something we often do unconsciously.
Okay.
He says to tune into our physical hunger
Okay.
and avoid mindless eating.
Mindful eating.
Yeah.
It's a concept we hear a lot these days.
We do.
But I admit, I sometimes struggle to put it into practice.
Sure.
What's Nakajima's perspective on why this is so important,
Okay.
especially in the evening?
Well, for him, it's about cultivating a healthy relationship with food
Okay.
and with our bodies.
Right.
It's about paying attention to our body's cues
Mm-hmm.
and only eating when we're truly hungry
Yeah.
rather than just out of habit or boredom.
It's about making conscious choices even when it comes to something as basic as eating.
Exactly. It's about bringing that same intentionality we talked about earlier
Yeah.
to every aspect of our lives.
I see. So we're practicing mindful eating.
Yes.
What else does he suggest for nourishing ourselves in the evening?
Well, in our modern world, we're constantly bombarded with visual stimulation.
Right. Screens everywhere we look.
Exactly. So Nakajima emphasizes the importance of giving our eyes a break,
Oh, absolutely.
especially in the evening,
Right.
when we're trying to wind down.
Yeah, it's so easy to just keep scrolling and scrolling.
It is.
But that definitely doesn't help us sleep.
No, it doesn't. So allowing our senses to rest and reset,
Yeah.
that's essential for our overall well-being.
So we're practicing mindful eating.
Yes.
We're giving our eyes a rest. What else does Nakajima suggest? as we prepare for sleep?
Well, he recommends something that's both simple and profound.
Okay.
Taking a moment to express gratitude for our bodies
Oh, wow.
and all that they do for us.
It's so easy to take our bodies for granted,
It is.
but they really are amazing.
You know,
These vessels that carry us through life.
they allow us to experience the world,
Hmm.
to connect with others, to create, to achieve.
I love that.
Would you like to take a moment together to practice this gratitude?
Absolutely.
Okay, so if you're listening along, go ahead and close your eyes
Okay, eyes closed.
and just bring your awareness to your body.
Mm-hmm.
Notice the gentle rise and fall of your breath.
Yeah.
Feel the weight of your body resting comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
And just allow yourself to feel a sense of gratitude.
Wow.
This incredible gift.
That was lovely.
Yeah.
I feel so much more grounded.
That's the power of gratitude.
Yeah.
It has this amazing ability to calm the mind and share our perspective.
So now as we continue to wind down for the evening,
Yeah.
Nakajima offers some additional practices
Okay.
for tending to those branches and leaves.
Right, those areas of skill development and outward contribution.
Okay, what does he suggest we do in the evening?
Well, he recommends something that might seem more practical than profound.
I'm intrigued.
Clearing our workspace.
So we're not just tidying up our physical space,
Right.
but also creating a sense of order and clarity.
In our minds, exactly. It's about setting ourselves up for a successful tomorrow.
Yeah,
Creating a space that feels calm and inviting.
I like that. And what about this one? What do you think about this? He also says to clean our shoes.
Cleaning our shoes. Now, that's an interesting one.
Right.
But again, it's about the small actions.
Mm.
That can have a ripple effect, you know?
Yeah.
It's about paying attention to details, taking pride in our appearance.
Yeah.
Which can translate to greater confidence and self-respect.
It's those little acts of self-care that can make a big difference.
Exactly.
So we're clearing our space.
Yes.
We're cleaning our shoes. What else?
And then to release any lingering tension,
Okay.
he suggests a few simple finger stretches.
Finger stretches? Okay, I've never heard of that one before.
Yeah, it's easy to forget about our hands, you know?
Right.
But we hold a lot of tension there.
Yeah, especially after a long day of typing or, using our hands for various tasks.
So taking a few moments to stretch those fingers,
Mm-hmm.
it can really help to promote relaxation.
Okay, so we're clearing our space,
Yes.
releasing tension, and now it's time to savor the fruits of our labor.
It is both literally and figuratively.
I like that. And he starts with journaling again?
Of course, journaling. It's like a thread that runs through his entire philosophy.
It is. So what's his specific focus for evening journaling?
Well, he encourages us to see it as a way to document our life story,
Okay,
to recognize that we are the authors of our own narratives.
I like that. So it's not just about recording events.
Right,
It's about reflecting on our experiences
exactly.
and meaning we make of them.
It's about acknowledging our growth, celebrating our accomplishments,
Yeah,
and learning from our challenges.
it really elevates journaling to a whole new level.
It does.
What else can we do in the evening to savor those fruits of our efforts?
He suggests something I'm sure you're familiar with.
Okay.
Listing 3 good things.
Oh, yeah, the classic gratitude exercise.
It's a classic for a reason. It works.
It does.
You know, it's about training our minds to focus on the positive,
Mm-hmm.
even on those challenging days.
Right, we all have them,
We do.
but consciously choosing to focus on the good that can really shift our perspective.
It can, and it can boost our happiness and resilience.
So we're journaling, we're listing our 3 good things, and then to end the day on a truly heartwarming note.
Okay.
What does Nakajima suggest we do with all this positivity?
Share it.
Ah,
Share a positive experience
Okay.
with someone you care about.
that's beautiful. It's like spreading the joy
Exactly.
and creating a ripple effect of positivity.
We're all interconnected, you know?
Right.
And our actions, no matter how small, they can have a positive impact on those around us.
That's a great note to end on.
I think so, too.
This deep dive into the 6 senses, it's been incredibly insightful.
It has.
I feel like we've learned so much
Me too.
about Nakajima's philosophy
Yes.
and how to apply it to our own lives.
And remember, you don't have to do everything at once.
Right.
Start with 1 or 2 practices that resonate with you.
Yeah.
And see how they feel.
Yeah, even small changes can make a big difference over time.
Absolutely. The key is to find what works for you
Mm-hmm.
and approach these practices with a sense of curiosity and self-compassion.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive
It's been my pleasure.
and for sharing your insights into Nakajima's work.
Fascinating stuff.
It is. And to all of you listening, thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
And remember, you have the power to create a life you love.
One intentional practice at a time.
Until next time, keep diving deep and keep growing.
See you then.